Hey, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. So the beer I'm doing tonight is a local beer, but it's got kind of a funny story behind it. So this is from, actually, let's introduce the beer first. So this is Space Cowboy, spelled like a 12-year-old girl would spell it on the internet. Hazy double IPA, 8.5 ABV, and they say they call it New England style with resinous pine notes, tropical, blah blah blah. Hard to read the canning date on this. I think it says April 15th, making it a little less than 3 months old. So poured it into the IPA glass, and yeah, it's kind of on the darker, more amber side for a hazy. It's definitely, it's kind of like a hazy, like regular IPA. Not so much a like anything in the milkshake territory. I mean, it definitely is hazy, although I have seen hazier. Big, foamy, frothy. I probably poured it a little too aggressively there. So anyway, I remember like, didn't this win a World Beer Cup? And I checked their website and it's not on. They don't even have it listed on their website. I think because the label is so similar to Boulevard's Space Camper or Space Ranger series or whatever. So I don't know. They're probably just trying to stay under the radar. Who knows? I never understand when breweries don't have their own beer on their website. Anyway, so I asked ChatGPT about it. And this will be funny. And I got to the bottom. I said, "Didn't this win a World Beer Cup?" And it wrote back, "Yes." And it brought up Darwin's video. So I thought that was pretty cool. Shout out to Darwin. This is very, very piney for a hazy, which I guess like this is why they don't call them New England IPAs anymore, because those are like very tropical and citrusy. But this is like old school East Coast, just pine trees. Have you ever had Arrogant Bastard? Kind of similar to that, but different malt profile. Yeah, this has got to be like all Cascade and Chinook hops. They didn't say which ones are on here. Yeah, smells not like a floor cleaner, but yeah, just like you're walking through the forest. And like maybe a little bit of like frozen orange juice concentrate in the background, something like that. But it's not like, this doesn't smell anything like pseudo sue or something. Yeah, can't wait to try this one. Cheers. Yeah, this is like one of the most unusual hazies that I've had, and maybe that's why it won an award, because it's not just the same as everything else. This reminds me of like old school like Dogfish 60 minute. That's basically what it is, or 90 minutes. Just piney, slightly caramelly, almost like like a sticky kind of resiny kind of pine sensation. There's this malty sweetness in there. It's adding kind of like almost like a vanilla or butterscotch or caramel kind of flavor. Not literally. I mean, it's not that rich, but yeah, like that combined with like the oily. I wonder if it's like a wet hop IPA. Has like almost that kind of consistency, like just like this super super resinous. I don't think so, because I probably would have mentioned that on the can if it was wet hop. Yeah, this reminds me of super old school IPAs from back in the Albany days of the show. I was saying like I can't get these beers anymore, like Southern Tier Unearthly, something like that. Yeah, so it's just all pine. It's almost, sort of comparable to like Arrogant Bastard, but not nearly as bitter. This doesn't have like that kind of abrasive Chinook quality to it, though. So it makes me think it's probably like all Cascade or mostly. They mentioned tropical notes on the can here, but I'm really not getting them. As far as like any fruity flavor, it's like very well in the background. Just like I said, there's like a little bit of orange juice concentrate. It's kind of like that on the flavor. Just maybe instead of orange juice concentrate, it's like a tropical fruit juice concentrate. But it's like that plus all the natural sweet kind of flavors from the malt. Yeah, this one is pretty bitter. Not quite Arrogant Bastard bitter, but definitely way more bitter than any of your usual hazy IPAs, many of which are on the wall behind me. I don't know, probably say full-bodied, smooth, creamy texture, carbonation, probably about moderate, maybe moderately high. So smooth, so tasty. Yeah, this one, I can see why it won the World the World Beer Cup silver in 2024 for hazy IPA. I think the judges just thought this probably was so much different than everything else, and they probably appreciated the creativity. And I do too. So, I mean, this is actually kind of reminds me of like a Christmas hazy IPA. They kind of do those. Actually, that's what that Happy Holidays was. It's kind of like this, but not nearly as good. So, yeah, I think I'm going to give my full 10 out of 10 for the Space Cowboy. You know, I think that's one of the very few hazies that I've given a perfect 10 to. Yeah, next time I want to probably buy more of these. Yeah, so I am rambling. If you watch all the way, you're awesome. I'll see you guys for Whiskey Wednesday. Cheers.
Somebody brewed it. Chad just reviewed it. Thanks for watching Chad's Beer Review.
Trust me, the next episode will be a lot better.